Hey, what's up, guys? Until 420, Team GRN. I'm going to do one more quick update. I said I was only going to do one, but you know what? I wanted to just kind of point out real quick when I mix up some nutes. I had to mix up some nutes for my vegetative stuff. Said I wasn't going to mix it up until tomorrow, but you know, we forget sometimes. So that's my temperature right now, about 10 minutes in. 49% humidity. It was at like 45 before, so it's been about 10 minutes, so like I said, so it's time to kick this bad boy on and turn that bad boy off. So, like I said, there's where it's at. It's right about, I don't even think you guys can see that on this fucking shitty camera, but it's at about 10 square cubic feet per minute is what the rate is. So in about 10-15 minutes, it gives me what I need, about 2.5 feet of CO2. Consider there's only 8 pounds, or 8 cubic feet per pound. I go through CO2 pretty quick for the size of my garden, but it's all good. It's definitely worth it, like I said in previous videos. So I'm gonna turn this on. Hopefully it doesn't make it too loud while I go ahead and mix up some nutrients. Hope you guys can hear me good enough. And I don't think you guys can see me too well. Make some more light in here. There we go. Alright, so these are the nutrients I use. It's a Techniflora brand. It's made out of Canada. It's been around for a minute. A lot of their stuff is, even though it's considered not organic, or man-made, whatever you want to call it, a lot of their products are derived organically, especially their B1 products. Comes from some good kelps. But yeah, it's a 3-part system. I like the multi-part systems as opposed to like a single-part system, because you can play with the amounts of micro and macronutrients. What I like to do is anytime I'm mixing like a 2-part or 3-part system, I mix them all, the main ingredients individually. A lot of times they might not tell you that, but I'll tell you from experience that a lot of times you add one or the other together or before one or the other, they'll a lot of the nutrients, or whatever you want to call it, will bind to the other one and they won't be released properly. So I always mix them separately, and then I add the rest of the nutrients to the water. So but basically, this is your basic, it's boosting, and this is your standard grow formula. So mix those together. Mix this one 50% as to whatever I add this at. I got my own recipe. I kind of use their recipe guidelines, but I've tweaked it from then. But essentially it's 50% of this one to whatever you're using in that one. So if I'm using 100 ml of that, I'm using 50 ml of that. Magnesium, calcium, everybody knows you need that shit to grow good buds. Anything that's fruiting or flowering needs magnesium and calcium to be healthy. There's your standard B1. It's got some trace iron in it. That helps. I use the Sugar Daddy. I use the entire Techniflora line, with the exception of that the Voodoo juice back here. That was free sample, so it's like $40 a little bottle, man. But it works. The beneficials. But back to the Sugar Daddy. It's a carbo load basically. It helps really well. It's the only one I've used. I haven't used the Sweet or any other kind of brands yet, just because everything that I've used so far has been working so far. So I'm kind of afraid to fuck with it too much. You know what I mean? But I am going to be doing some different variations in the flour with these guys. I'm going to be introducing some different lines. I'm going to use some Humboldt nutrients and some other things. Just kind of play around with some stuff, see what it does. So, but yeah, I'm going to go ahead and mix this stuff up, and then it'll be good.